In this video, we're going to be looking over the store listings, okay? So the store listings essentially are going to be the businesses that are going to be listed within your directory. So if you haven't added store categories yet, I recommend that you go back and add those store categories in so that you are able to assign your stores, your businesses, to the appropriate categories for which they're going to be found inside your directory. Okay, so the store categories is module 2 of this video series, so I recommend you go back and have a look at that before you proceed. Now, you will have had to add a store to your app to begin with in order to open up the functions, but once you've done that, actually, you are free to use any of the settings within the directory feature or within the commerce feature that we're using to produce the directory. So as you can see, we've got a number of businesses here inside our directory. And if I go back to the home section of this directory feature on the app screen here on the right hand side, what we have across the top is our store categories. So in this one, we've got restaurants, attractions, beauty, entertainment, pubs, the arts, and groceries. And then underneath, where it says all stores nearby, we have the actual businesses that we have listed here within our app. So if I open up something like Joy's Steakhouse here in the directory, we can see some information about the business. We can see a subtitle which is included in the page. I'll show you in a second. We've got the address, we've got the email address, we've got the phone number, we've got the categories that are assigned to this business. So we've got fast food, buffets, beverage, and pizza. And if I was to choose one of these options, so let's say fast food, if we scroll down on the app here, we can see we have a product section. And if I go back to all, we can see all of the products that have been assigned to the categories, and then a parent category, which is then linked to this particular business. Okay, so Joy's Steakhouse does fast food, and it does a combination of noodles, burgers, Manchurian, and rice meals. And then we can see the actual products that they have listed. So in this case, this business has 4 products listed. So we've got an Italian burger, veg Manchurian, veg Hakka noodles, and Manchurian noodles. Okay, so if we went to noodles, it shows the veg Hakka noodles and the Manchurian noodles as products that fall under the noodles category, and that noodles category falls under the fast food parent category, which is linked to this actual business for Joy's Steakhouse. Okay, so if we go into Joy's Steakhouse here and we click on edit, we can see all of that business information is listed, from the business name to an email address to the address of the premises to a phone number. You've got the longitude and latitude here as well, obviously the country that this business is located. If I scroll down, we've got the categories. So which type of category does this business fall under? Because it serves food, we've got it checked for restaurants. And if this was some other type of business, obviously we could apply whatever category it is for this particular store here. We've got the subtitle, we've got a description of the business. If I scroll down, the store is published. So by published, it means that it's visible within this actual directory that we're creating. We've got the required date and time of delivery and date and time of pickup. Those we've left as optional because in this instance, this directory doesn't have the ability for any ordering because we've disabled the store settings, and you can see more about that in the settings part of this video series, which is later on, as we'll make the adjustments to disable the cart and to set the store up so that it appears in the way that we're seeing it here inside this commerce feature. We can see the image. Now this image here is the one that is displayed across the top of Joy's Steakhouse. Just as a way of saying as well, this information section here, if someone was to click on that, it would bring up details about this particular business here, which is what is listed inside of this description field here. So if I go back, and if I go down, in-store and carryout, again, this isn't an option for the business because there is no ordering facility through here. So these are essentially not applicable in this instance. Same with payment. There's no payment taken through this app because we've disabled the cart. If I go down to my products, these are all the individual products that will have been assigned to this particular business. Okay, and it's the same for all of them. So if I go back to the top here and go back, if I went to something like Eileen's Ice Cream and click to edit that one, we can see again all the business details. We can see that it's assigned to restaurants. We've got the subtitle and the description for that business. We've got the photo of the ice cream, and let me pull up Eileen's Ice Cream from here. And that image as well also appears on this home section of the stores as well. So if I go in, you can see that same image is used across the top. Now this business, although it's assigned to a category, it doesn't have any products linked. Now if a business doesn't have any products linked, it's not going to show obviously any products because there are none. It's not going to show any categories or subcategories either because there are no products assigned to those. So if you are going through this and you're adding items and you don't see any items that are found, it means that there's no products actually assigned to a category which is linked to this particular store. Okay. So if I go back, now going through the setup process for adding one of these is really simple. So if you don't have any when you're starting out, to add a store, we click the plus icon here and we fill out this information, similar obviously to how we've shown the existing businesses are set out. So we set the store name, the city, the email, the country of where this restaurant or this business is located, the street, postcode, phone, hours of operation, latitude, longitude. You can include those if you want. They're not essential for this. And obviously assigning that business then to one of these store categories, adding in our subtitle and description, storing it on a map, and then the store status, obviously we want to make sure that's published when we're ready to go. Delivery options, like I said, we'll need to check something, but they don't apply here. And the same with payment methods. Again, there's no payments taken in this app itself. So we can just choose one of these options just so that there is something in the system. Okay, and again, we have no products listed at the moment, but when we come to add those products and add those product categories to that business, then we can start to populate the products and it will pull through that information under this listing, the same as it's done for Joy's Steakhouse. So I'll quickly show you how that information is pulled through for an example like Joy's Steakhouse here. So where we can see that we have fast food. If we click on that, it does bring up those other options underneath. So those are categories and products, not store categories. They are under the My Categories tab. So if I go to Catalog and expand the sub menu on that, we'll see the top option is My Categories, and that will apply to the options we can see across the top here, as well as the ones that fall underneath, which are directly linked to the product in this instance. And we've got the products option here as well. So if I go to My Categories quickly to show you, you can see that we have 4 parent categories. So we have fast food, which you can see there in blue. We've got buffets, which we've now made in blue, beverage, and pizza. So those are the 4 parent categories which sit across this top section here. And we can see underneath we've got noodles, burger, Manchurian, and rice. Now these are under the fast food heading. You can see we've got subcategories for those 4 different options. If I went under buffets, this would change to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if we change to beverage, we should see shake, cold drink, and coffee. So shake, cold drink, and coffee. And then under pizza, we only have one option, which is Mexican. And that would show all of those items under there as well. Okay, so that will pull through all of the items once that option is selected to show you what items are actually available under those categories. Okay, so that's a quick introduction there. And if we go into product, so under catalog again and products, if I go back from here, how we can use veg hacker noodles actually as an example, thinking about it. So if we go back to fast food and under noodles, so we've got veg hacker noodles here. So we've got the product name, we've got the product description, we've got the price, and it shows on here with the tax included. We've got stock keeping unit, available stock, and minimum order quantities. I say these again just need to be filled out, but they're not linked to anything in here. Now we've got the store, and this is important for when you add a product, that you're adding a product to a specific business. Okay, so in this case it's showing up within Joy's Steakhouse, and if I click here you can see a list of all the other businesses that we've got listed in the directory. So if this product is linked to another business, you can obviously click it and change it here to what business that is supposed to be for. We've got the picture of the item, and if I scroll down here under My Product Categories, this is where we can see those parent categories of fast food, buffets, beverage, and pizza. And we can see that this particular item, these veg hacker noodles, are to appear under fast food, under the noodles and rice options, and under buffets they will appear under the dinner option. Okay, so that's just a quick intro to that. There are videos which cover those as well, but it's helpful sometimes to see from a bird's eye view how everything interlinks with everything else. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another soon.